Ich parle français. Mexiko, entonces habla español.
Die говоришь по-русски.
Du hast nie in Deutschland gewohnt. Du pratar svenska.
Jag pratar svenska.
Kommer ti senti qua. Ja ti pričaš neki drugi jezik. Ja bor i Danmark. I otkud si ti uopće? Iz Zagreba.
Welcome back to the channel, my friends. Today we are talking about repetition because, good God, I honestly believe that the discipline and understanding that repetition is key to learning is a superpower. Everything in today's society wants you to go on to the next new thing, but if you can repeat and utilize these tactics, I tell you what. You see what I did there? You like that? All right, now let's go. Now, in order for us to have a good relationship with repetition, we have to understand novelty because new things are nice. New things are cool. It's not that I don't get it. I get it. It's just that within language learning, repetition, of course, being the mother of all learning, is going to give us back tenfold, 20-fold if we understand what's going on. Now, when we're looking at a text or a video or listening to some podcast, hopefully you have a general understanding that you should not be listening, watching, or reading things that are 1,000 pages or 20 hours because you'll never go back and you'll never do it again. What we recommend, of course, at least 15, 20, 25, 30 minutes for these bite-sized elements. The reason being that they're easy for you to break down, they're easy for you to repeat, and hopefully being this small, they can maintain your interest for a long enough period of time for you to want to come back to it and to not be distracted by everything else that's happening. All right? And so the real juice comes in on that second, third, fourth repetition and then leaving. Spaced repetition is essentially just you gaining exposure to a new concept or theme at gradually increasing intervals. You watch the show, you listen to the podcast, you read that book, and then slowly we bend out that pause in between you repeating and seeing that information. The best way for you to understand this is that at the beginning, you need a lot of energy. Think about it in the same way that you would if you were trying to get out of Earth's orbit or trying to start something new. At the beginning, you have to put in a lot of effort. You have to put in and you have to repeat it a lot. After a while, you can extend that period of time before you go and repeat. Repetition is key to your vocab, all right? Where repetition can truly change things for you is in your input. Yes, you're gonna need to speak again, and yes, it will help if you say the same speech again, but that's not real life, okay? So the best place for this is for you to start seeing these words, seeing these things within the same context over and over again. A simple practical way to do this would be 3-3-3. That means the first day you read this 3 times. The next day you read this 3 times. The day after that you read this 3 times, and then finally you give yourself a break. That's why you need to keep these things small, all right? We can't ask of you to read something that's gonna take you 6 hours every day for the next 3 days. You're not going to do that, but you are probably capable of reading something that's 15, even 30 minutes, or watching something that's 15 and 30 minutes and doing that 3 times in one day. It's crazy what will happen, all right? The absorption and the learning, something else kicks in, and that you have to understand that the whole reason that I am stressing repetition is because I've seen this happen in myself and I've seen it happen in some of our students, is that you start to repeat this thing at the very beginning. You think, I know this. I understand what is being said, 90%, 80%, right? Because the whole idea is for you to use this during input. The best thing is for you to use this when you are trying to cram your brain and get it to understand the new language. Because once you do this, it kicks into overdrive and your subconscious kicks in, which is the whole goal behind language learning as it is. You need your subconscious to be your helper. Your mother tongue at this point is just firing on all cylinders without you thinking. Those neurons are boom, they're firing. It's easy, all right? The same thing has to happen, and you can't get that without repetition. And for most beginner language learners or even moderate language learners, those who start and stop all the time, are forgetting is that repetition, the repeating of the same text, as long as it contains a healthy amount of vocab, your body, your brain, it gains some form of familiarity with this. And that's what you truly want. You want to be able to look at it and not have to go through the process of consciously understanding, is that what an apple is? Is that yabuka? How do you spell that? You don't want to go through that, all right? That will never allow you to be free or feel free or to express yourself freely or to read freely in another language, all right? And so 3-3-3, that's just a general rule, you guys. I mean, if you want to get crazy and do 5-5-5, suggest it. I've done crazy things like 10-10-10. all right? You just block off that time, you get it in, you repeat. And then the crazy thing about this is that you have to just wait. People don't like this part because it feels like you're not doing anything, but stuff is always happening in the background. We understand that's why it's called the subconscious. It's happening beneath your conscious mind. And if you don't activate it by putting in some force and then letting it do its work, when you come back, you'll notice that you've changed. Something else is happening, all right? And so I know that there is the desire to do the next new Duolingo level and the whatever, the stupid, I don't know what's happening on the app at this point now, you guys, but the whole point is that the energy that you put into repetition is going to come back to you tenfold as long as you give yourself an opportunity to truly internalize the knowledge. That's what I really want to get across to you, because reading one text over and over again sounds dumb, and you have to make sure at the beginning of this that you truly have something that is interesting to you, all right? And we'll go over a bit more in another video on dealing with tutors, because I think that there's something there that is completely missing, at least that I have not seen, and that we incorporate within our Artificial Immersion course for our learners, which, by the way, we have tutors in our Artificial Immersion course, and they're coached by us in order to do the things that we believe are going to make you successful at language learning. So, of course, link is right down below if you want to check that out. We also have our intense course, which is coming in June. And so for those of you that are serious about language learning, this is not just for we don't want that. I don't want you. If you are just a moderate language learner who just kind of like to fool around here and there, I don't want you in this course. It's not for you, all right? For those of you that want to spend 3 months truly changing, come out on the other end of something crazy, we have our intense course. Those of you that are looking for a more standard, slower approach, or one that you can then ramp up on your own, please check out Artificial Immersion Standard. It's crazy. We have a community. We have tutors available to you. It is something that you have not yet seen. We are building an incredible community. There are already people there that are really, truly enjoying it. So please check that out. Dare I say that for some of you, you don't have any other problem, because we are constantly searching for a new complex problem that is the reason that we can't speak. That's the reason that we can't read. All of these things, when in reality, it just may be a matter of discipline and consistency. It may be the fact that you are not truly internalizing all the things that you're learning. You're jumping. All right. You'll know that things have changed when you start to anticipate the text or the show, when you start to manipulate the words on your own. That's when you truly see it. And it's hard because sometimes you may need to repeat this. It might be the first week you do this. It might not be the second week you do this, but eventually it will come through as long as you are staying true with an input basis of making sure that the stuff that you're learning, listening, watching is above 80%, potentially even way, way higher. Of course, we've got the research of Paul Nation and many others that say reading comprehension should be, especially when you're looking to do comprehensible input or extensive reading, up to 98%. All right. Check out an incredible discussion I had with Diane Neubauer on so many of these things specifically, but suffice it to say, please try and re-engage with the stuff that you have learned. Take a second. It doesn't mean that you're not having forward progress, because you don't understand what's going to happen once you internalize the knowledge. All right. And so I know it doesn't feel like you're actually moving along because you're not doing something new. But the truth is that if you can solidify this, that's the whole entire secret behind repetition. It will do wonders. Check out the course if you guys want to do and study more with us. Of course, if not, check out all the other videos. We have tons of free videos here that are explaining so much. You can put it together yourself. Enjoy. Peace. Later. See ya.